January was one of the best reading months that I've had in recent memory. I had a historical fiction, a classic, a modern horror, a Stephen King fiction, and a Stephen King nonfiction. So let's run through everything I read this month. First up was Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier. This is the story of a Civil War soldier who decides to abandon the cause and trek his way back home to the woman that he loves. This story is beautifully written, and it takes its time in the best way possible. You really get to know these characters and how they feel, and I thought it was really well done. Next up was Roadwork by Stephen King, which he published under the Richard Bachman pen name. This was the first time that I said no to recommending a Stephen King book. After that, I read William by Mason Coyle. This is a modern horror story about an AI robot that torments its creator and the house guests that the creator has invited over. This was a super quick read, and I had a good time with it. The ending really tied everything together for me. Then I got to Danse Macabre by Stephen King. This is his first nonfiction book, and it's basically his research into the horror genre, both in radio, movies, TV, and books, from like the 50s to the late 70s. It was entertaining, but it felt pretty dated, if I'm being honest. And last but not least was a book that I started on New Year's Day and finished today, January 31st, Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte. This was a phenomenal classic. I did do an immersive read, so I was listening to the audiobook while I was reading along, just so I could really immerse myself in the way that this book was written. I did just finish it today, so I'm still kind of working on my final thoughts, but I do highly recommend this book. It was pretty great. All right, that's my stack from January. As usual, if you've read any of these, I'd love to know what you think about the books in the comments, and we'll see what happens in February.